From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
I'm Jay Cohn. Construction well underway in West Billings for Montana's first medical school. Rocky Vista University's Billings plans will outline it for you coming up.
And although we had lots of precautions in place, we just didn't feel like we could go forward with that piece of the classic.
Despite the cause, the excitement behind it, careful planning and precautions, this year's Downtown Billings Clinic Classic celebration will not go on. This as Billings hospitals get hit with a wave of COVID-19 positive patients. And does that concern trickle outside the hospital walls? Montana Fair 2021 kicks off on the Metro Park campus, and pop star rapper Kesha gets set to perform at the First Interstate Arena tonight. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Friday night. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, the increase in COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations throughout the community has claimed the summer's first big local event. This morning, hospital officials called off the Billings Clinic Classic Street Dance and Fundraiser set for August 28th. As Q2's Brandon Warren reports, they were clear about the reason and the only way to fix it.
The Billings Clinic Street Classic, one of downtown Billings' biggest annual events, was canceled.
The responsible thing for us to do is to send a message to this community to be mindful of trying to prevent, in the best way we can, additional spread of COVID-19 and the Delta variant.
This year's Classic was aimed at raising funds for the new $3.5 million extension to the Billings Clinic NICU. The decision to cancel it comes after Billings Clinic says that in the last 2 weeks, they've doubled their number of hospitalizations.
We have about 33 patients who are hospitalized with COVID-19, and I believe about 25% of them are in the intensive care unit, and majority of those are on the ventilators.
A good portion of their hospitalizations are coming from outside Yellowstone County and even from outside the state. The clinic also says another major problem that comes with an increase in hospitalizations is staffing issues, and they're afraid it could get worse.
The Delta variant, as we've been told by our clinician colleagues, is very contagious, and it seems to be threatening the kids of our community more than ever.
Billings Clinic says they need to devote their time and resources towards caring for patients. The golf tournaments, raffle, and online silent auction portions of the Billings Clinic Classic will still be held. In Billings, Brandon Warren, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Brandon. Now, if you already purchased a ticket to the event, you can choose to donate that ticket or get a full refund. Well, here's a look at tonight's COVID-19 patient count at both Billings hospitals. There's a total of 52 COVID-19 patients hospitalized. 20 of those are in intensive care and 13 of those are on ventilators. The hospitals have not seen these numbers since mid-January. Now, at Billings Clinic, most of the patients on ventilators are not fully vaccinated. At St. Vincent, we are told that none of the COVID patients are fully vaccinated. Well, as one big event gets canceled, one of the biggest events of the year kicks off. The gates to this year's Montana Fair opened an hour and a half ago. Thousands are expected to take in concerts and fill the fairgrounds over the next week. Q2's David J is live at opening night with the very latest. David.
Well, Jeanelle, we are right here at Kiaza Plaza. The band just got started here on this free stage. They've got a lot of events all set to go, and they opened the gates at 4. Now, here at Montana Fair, Metro Park Management does have some COVID precautions in place. So joining us right now is Ray Massey, the Metro Park Marketing Manager. And Ray, you've got some things that you're doing for the concert tonight for the indoor portion of it.
Absolutely. We're asking people to wear masks. They are suggested, not required. All our staff will wear masks, and part of that is we're committed to making sure people stay safe. Our staff is committed to that, even though it's not a requirement by state law or any. It is a good human thing to do, and our guys are masking up, whether it be food and beverage, our CMS or individuals or anybody backstage. They'll all be wearing masks for the stage tonight, and we suggest people do the same.
And outdoors, there's not really anything different. It's the precautions have really been there.
Precautions outdoors are pretty loose, you know, in terms of because of all the different air and availability for the stuff to spread, or I'm talking about air to move things out and keep people from getting sick while they're outside.
And you were saying that safety is always the concern here at Montana Fair.
Well, if we don't have safety, we don't have anything. If people don't feel safe when they come to our grounds, they're not going to come to the grounds. And our staff is committed to the safety of all the individuals who come onto our ground in order to make sure that they feel good when they come to Montana Fair or anything that we do at Metro Park.
Okay, and that being said, there still is the fair that you've got. Still, regardless of what's going on, there's still excitement right now for it.
The fair is heading on a record pace right now. Everything is jazzed up and moving. I've looked over across here. We got a 300-mile-an-hour 4x4 that you can see, a jet engine-powered 4x4, just one of the things. We got Dig-It Days. We got the June Bugs on the stage. We have lots of stuff happening at Montana Fair.
And feeling pretty normal for you right now?
Feels pretty normal right now.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ray. That is Ray Massey, the marketing manager here at Metro Park. Start of the fair tonight. They've got 9 days, and that is the latest from right here. Janelle, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Q2's David J. live from the opening night of Montana Fair 2021. Thank you so much. Well, the Richard Spring and Lame Deer fires continue to wreak havoc in southeastern Montana, but there is some better news tonight as residents in the town of Ashland are being let back into their homes. Now, the threat is far from over, though, as Lame Deer and Muddy Cluster remain under evacuation. We now know the Richard Spring fire was lightning caused and at this hour has burned more than 170,000 acres. The Lame Deer fire is a little less than 6,000 acres burned, and they expect those fires to join. Both fires remain at 0% containment. Now, however, firefighters gained ground yesterday after some major help from an unexpected rain on Wednesday night. Now, tonight it's back to critical fire weather with winds and high temperatures expected in the next 48 hours. Flames have claimed 12 secondary structures so far. Highway 212 is closed for all non-residents between Broadus and Crow Agency, while Highway 39 is open at this hour. Now, fire managers will hold a public meeting at 6 p.m. at the Colstrip Middle School Auditorium. They will also hold a second one tomorrow at the Little Wolf Capitol Building in Lame Deer. Now, an update tonight on the state's first medical school coming to Billings. Well, it turns out it was between Casper, Wyoming and Billings for the location of this new campus. As Q2's Jay Cohn reports, the new medical school is already building a strong local foundation.
Full steam ahead for Montana's first medical school. Rocky Vista University's Billings campus beginning to take shape west of town at Monad and Shiloh. Groundbreaking set for October 4th. In fact, the project's general contractor, Langless & Associates, already is turning ground and pouring concrete.
60 truckloads of concrete have been poured into the ground already. And just to give you a size of the magnitude of this building, we're expecting about 600 more truckloads of concrete to build this 135,000 square foot state-of-the-art medical education building.
Rocky Vista is looking to hire between 100 to 120 full and part-time employees to staff the new school. That includes people who would act as practice patients.
We're also looking to partner and hire people from the community. We're going to have a great simulation program of standardized patients where we will have community volunteers who wants to participate in medical education, and of course we would pay them and train them to be like professional patients so that our students can have that interaction with them early on, as early as their first year in medical school.
Community and business leaders listened intently as Dr. Park outlined his vision for the new Montana College of Osteopathic Medicine, described as a perfect fit for the Magic City.
Billings is already the premier medical center for the Northern Rockies, but this is going to solidify that reputation. It's going to be a great addition for medical care, not just in Billings, but in central and eastern Montana, more rural areas, northern Wyoming. It's also just going to bring a lot of economic growth to Billings. The construction, hundreds of well-paying jobs, people who want to stay in our community. So this is a game changer.
Quite honestly, I think a medical school is a great addition, and the commissioners were on board from day one, and along with the Big Sky Economic Development Authority that we fund, and they're a driver of this, and I can't think of anything that will be a better addition to our community.
We've known we've had this need for years. It's becoming more and more acute each year in terms of meeting healthcare needs in rural Montana, more primary care physicians. Rocky Vista University has distinguished themselves nationally in educating future doctors that want to practice in rural communities, and that's a perfect fit for Montana.
With the school's first students due on campus 2 years from now, Rocky Vista is working with MSU Billings on a contingency plan to provide temporary classroom space should the construction schedule be delayed. In Billings, I'm Jay Cohn reporting for MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. Now, a ribbon cutting ceremony is planned for July of 2023. Still to come on tonight's MTN 530 News right here on Q2, Bump, Set, Spike. The Rocky Battling Bears are once again aiming for nationals. We'll hear from them.
Hey everybody, Scott Breen here. Coming up, Boulder Arrowheads Little League All-Stars aren't done yet. A win tonight on ESPN vaults them into next week's Little League World Series.
And it's the first night of Montana Fair. We're out here broadcasting live, a much different scene than last year. We'll give you the 7-day forecast in just a little while.